right, good morning and happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining us here at 6 a.m. I'm Chris Groh.
And I'm Nada Iranpour. Hopefully you're having a nice morning so far. It's Friday, Juneteenth. Many people might have the day off as well. So let's see what the weather is going to be like. Meteorologist Vanessa Paz joining us. A little mist in the air this morning again.
A little gloom never hurt anyone. So to say.
It's refreshing, right?
Yeah.
Totally. It's our natural air conditioner to kind of protect us, especially from the heat that a lot of the inland areas are going to experience once we see those clouds clear later on this afternoon. So it's a rinse and repeat of yesterday. We'll have these thick clouds all due to onshore flow reinforced, bringing back that marine layer, those westerly winds. And that's exactly what we're seeing on our satellite and radar composite. You can see just how extensive those clouds have become over the past few hours, spanning all the way from the coast to the inland valleys. In fact, here's a live look at them. The sun rose about 20 minutes ago fully, but unfortunately we aren't seeing a lot of sunshine because of those clouds. And here's another live look at those dense clouds from the inland valleys. Temperatures out the door quite comfortable in the 60s, a little cooler for the inland valleys. We'll talk about what you can expect for your Friday as we wrap up the work week. And we'll also talk about what's on tap as we head into your final days of spring and summer solstice on Sunday. All right, let's go ahead and switch gears and see what's happening outside on your freeways. Looks like we're at full freeway speeds for the most part. I mean, typically this looks like a parking lot out of Chula Vista into National City, but it is a federal holiday, Juneteenth, so a lot of people have work off, kids have school off, so it's fairly quiet right now. As we take a look at your traffic maps, I'm not tracking any major delays nor crashes. We're getting something reported on the 76, so let's go ahead and zoom on into it. It's near Bonsall, and it looks like we are potentially tracking a hit and run crash right after Via Montellano, and that's again near Bonsall, causing a little bit of slowing. Coming up a little later, we'll take a look at what your travel times have in store. Chris.
All right, thank you, Vanessa. Developing this morning, today's talks between the U.S. and Iran have been called off because of fighting between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. That's what officials are telling the Associated Press.
Vice President J.D. Vance was supposed to travel to Switzerland for the talks. The two sides plan to hold 60 days of negotiations on the fate of Iran's nuclear program after both countries signed a memorandum of understanding. That was this week. The Trump administration is facing criticism over that agreement. While it reopens the Strait of Hormuz with no tolls for 60 days, it also eases sanctions on the regime and sets up a $300 billion reconstruction fund for Iran. On social media, President Trump wrote, quote, "These fools who think I haven't been tough enough on Iran when the stock market just hit a record high and oil prices are tumbling down are either jealous, bad people, or stupid," he said.
At least 21 people have been killed in Lebanon, and Israel says 4 soldiers have died in the new attacks. Yesterday, Vice President Vance criticized Israeli operations in Lebanon, saying they've impacted negotiations. Officials say fighting must stop for the talks between the U.S. and Iran to be rescheduled.
And now here at home in just a couple of hours, NASCAR drivers will start their engines in San Diego. Vroom, vroom.
It is very exciting to be at one of these events, especially just to see the power of these vehicles. It's the first time a NASCAR race is happening on an active military base. News 8's Tori Apodaca live outside of Naval Base Coronado with everything you need to know before you go. And Tori, I got to imagine it's going to be very busy on Coronado here in the next couple of days.
That's exactly right. We are expecting to see just thousands of fans showing up right here to Coronado to watch these races. And they're making history here in San Diego for a number of different reasons. It's a 16-turn, 3.4-mile course that has never been done before on any military base anywhere in the world. And it's the most turns on a street course that NASCAR has ever had. The 3-day event has been years in the making. General admission tickets are sold out online, with the only option for people to join a wait list for the Base Pass and the Base Plus Pass. But if you do have a ticket, you must have an ID or passport to access the base. A digital parking pass is also included with your ticket for Saturday and Sunday's races. The parking lots open at 7 a.m. with gates opening at 9 a.m. daily. NASCAR is just another reason people here in San Diego are getting excited this weekend.
Heard it a number of times already in the 12, 14 hours that I've been here. People that live here never would have thought that this type of event would be possible. So just for a dream as big as it was to become reality, and us finally be here, I'm just really excited to see what the event's like, and I hope everyone involved enjoys it and is happy with the product, and I hope a lot of those involved in the military and enjoy the event as well.
So here's a look at the main events in store for the weekend. The Craftsman Truck Series race today at 4 p.m., the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series race at 2 p.m. on Saturday, and then the Cup Series race at 1 p.m. on Sunday. And then, of course, before all of these events, there's even other races that you'll be able to catch if you do have a ticket to come out here. So be prepared, as there might be some long lines getting onto Coronado. Reporting live in Coronado, Tori Apodaca, News 8.
The celebration, obviously one of the host countries.
I mean, it's been so fun to see Mexico hosting these matches. It's like, obviously, look at the crowds. They're enjoying it. Let's show you the reaction from fans all over. Video from Guadalajara, that's on the left, where the game was held, of course. And then you see Tijuana on the top right. Wow, that is packed. And then Chula Vista on the bottom right, where a massive watch party was held.
It's beautiful to see so much raza here. It's like really just,
we got a little emotional.
Our hearts are just full.
It was overwhelming at first, but then it was all excitement and happiness.
I was very proud to be Mexican today.
Yes.
Like, I feel like there is no other way to explain it.
Yes.
Like, I really feel there's no other way to explain it. Like, it's amazing to be part of all of this. Like, I think this is what it's being Mexican about.
Yes.
Like, having all this community with you together today.
That is so awesome to hear the joy from so many fans. Another crowd came together in Kearney Mesa. Hundreds attended a watch party at the Korean bar called Hive, but they left disappointed after South Korea's loss. It's not over for them, though, yet. South Korea will be back in action next Wednesday when they play South Africa. I've loved the interaction, too, of seeing Korean fans and Mexican fans together in Guadalajara, for example. The love they have for each other. It's just been really sweet. But yeah, sad for those fans, of course, at the Hive. Look at that, though. They still had a huge turnout. Meantime, Canada just won a World Cup match for the first time ever. All right, Canadians. They blew out Qatar 6-0 yesterday in Vancouver. Not just a win, a big one. You can see fans watching the historic win. What a spot to watch, right next to Niagara Falls. That's incredible.
That is so cool. Talk about a watch party there. Maybe hard to hear, I feel like, the game audio. So that's pretty cool.
Scream louder.
As for today's match between the U.S. and Australia, it's still unclear if star player Christian Pulisic will play due to a calf injury. The match is at noon in Seattle. Again, that is noon our time. There will be watch parties at Front Wave Arena in Oceanside, O'Brien's Pub right across the street in Kearney Mesa, and Guava Beach Bar and Grill in Mission Beach. If you go to a sports bar in San Diego County that has a TV, this is probably going to be on. We were at Best Pizza and Beer last night, just grabbing a quick pizza, and they had the game on. I was like, during NFL season, they'll have like surf videos on. It always enrages me. But for the World Cup, they're like, we've got the Mexico game on.
I mean, you requested they should put it on,
Well,
right?
yeah.
Like if anyone wants to, and I'm sure everyone does.
That's funny you say that, Sean. My husband had a soccer game in Otay Ranch area, which is in the South Bay. They went to Buffalo Wild Wings after, and they had the Dodgers game on instead of the World Cup game. And him and his friends, all soccer players, they were like, you need to change the channel. I was like,
especially
what?
Dodgers. That should never be.
I was like, that's shady.
Let's look into that.
We need to figure out who was controlling the remote. Probably from LA. 6:10 is the time on your Friday. Happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week, folks. Sort of like a rinse and repeat of yesterday's, what we're seeing this morning. We have that nice thick cloud deck hanging overhead, spilling all the way into the inland valleys. You can expect a cool start to the morning. A lot of us are seeing scattered low 60s, with the exception of downtown and Chula Vista waking up in the mid 60s this morning. And here's a look at our satellite radar composite. And again, we have onshore flow reinforced, and that's pushing in that marine layer, acting again as kind of a barrier from that sunshine. The sun rose around 5:40, but we're not seeing a lot of it, especially closer to the coast because of those thick clouds hanging overhead. We will get to some clearing eventually this afternoon, especially for those areas away from the coast. Those neighborhoods will clear a lot faster. Thankfully, we're not seeing visibility drop off too much. In fact, we're in pretty good shape in terms of viz along our major freeways. Here's what I'm talking about when we cover the clouds. A lot of clouds just blanketing the inland valleys. As we take a look at the inland 5-day forecast is kind of a teaser, and then we'll show you the 7-day a little later. But we're looking at pretty nice conditions following us all the way through Father's Day weekend. And it also happens to be the start of summer solstice, meteorological summer, I should say, looking ahead to this weekend. High 70s all the way through Sunday, and then we do have those temperatures ramping back up again on Monday and Tuesday. And we'll talk more about that later on in my full forecast. 6:11 is the time. Let's go ahead and switch gears. Ooh, it looks like we went to black here. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if, was that my fault? Maybe that's my fault. Oh, the Caltrans cameras aren't working. Let's go ahead and take you to a couple of crashes that we're tracking on the 5. There's one right before you hit the 76 interchange in Oceanside, and that could cause some slowing. Let's say if you're making your way towards Camp Pendleton or towards Orange County this morning. It looks like we're at steady speeds, but again, that crash just came in on the CAD about 10-15 minutes ago. And then we're still tracking this one. This is causing some slowing around the Bonsall neighborhood, blocking the right shoulder in Bonsall on the 76 eastbound at Via Monteano, and that's on the 76 just west of the 15 freeway. Travel times are looking really nice. Not much to complain about. Again, the Coronado Bridge is likely going to be bottlenecked in the coming days due to the NASCAR event on base. So just keep that in mind. If you find some slowing, even on the 5 approaching the Coronado Bridge, it's likely due to that activity. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to your border wait times and see what we're working with this Friday. 45-minute drive inbound from San Ysidro's Port of Entry. Not too bad for both drives, and close to about 2 hours coming across from Otay Mesa this morning.